One dog, one pink hat, and an almost $1 billion market cap. There's no white paper, there's no roadmap. This is a pure meme gravity type of play, a pure culture play. You've probably guessed it by now. We're going to be talking about Dogwifhat, and stick around towards the end because the chart looks pretty spicy. We'll get into some of the technicals and kind of what I'm looking at. But let's dive into Dogwifhat. Let's talk about it. We're going to start off with our narrative and vision as we usually do. So let me pull up the website here, and there's no frills about what Dogwifhat does. They do absolutely nothing. It says it right here. It's literally just a dog with a hat, and that's the point. There's no fake roadmaps. There's no pretend AI partner. There's no utility. The product here is the culture behind the meme. They do have some merch and a profile picture generator that you can use, and that's about it. So let's kick it off with the narrative and vision. And there was something I wanted to talk about right away, because as I was researching this, I didn't actually know about the Sphere fiasco, but they were trying to raise community funds, I think about 700K, to slap Dogwifhat on the Vegas Sphere in 2024. Price spiked to new highs, and then they kind of, well, they whiffed, for lack of a better term. Refunds started in 2025 as they abandoned that project. And I read through this article. The people that they say that they had a contract with basically said, we have never had a deal with WIF, and our agency at the time only had a very preliminary early conversation. So they had to refund everybody. And I don't know how this actually worked, because they said those who sent from a centralized exchange will need to manually submit proof to receive their refund. So this was a whole fiasco, a whole scandal. I mean, it would have been kind of cool actually to see them on the Sphere, but this did happen. And regardless of the Sphere debacle, this has a huge community behind it. I mean, there's 150,000 followers. There's nearly 250,000 holders, although this has been dropping slowly over time. And that's just because of the price action. So the bottom line here for the vision is that WIF is really just a social coordination game. It is a meme with no utility. That is the entire point behind it. If attention floods the Solana meme eco culture, because this is on Solana, this ticker will rip again. If attention rotates away, you know, you're going to end up basically bag holding a pink beanie and a lot of regret. So we'll take a look at the chart, though. I still think it's an interesting play, especially if alt season does play out this cycle. So for the narrative and vision, in terms of a score, I really didn't know how to score this. I kind of drew it right down the line, gave it a 10 out of 20. Whatever. Let's take a look at the actual tokenomics and supply. And if you look at this chart, this is not on a log scale. This is on your sort of standard scale. It looks kind of dead, but we're going to look at it on a log scale because it looks very different. But for the tokenomics, it's actually really positive because they have a 998 million total supply. Everything is unlocked. So there's no hidden cliffs. There's no vesting. It's 100% circulating. There's no more minting, but there's also no burn. There's no staking. There's no yield. Price is basically demand only. This is pure speculation physics. There's no sort of alternative drivers to the price, but besides supply and demand. Momentum has to do all the work here. And regardless, I gave tokenomics and supply a 13 out of 20 just because it is super liquid. It's 100% diluted, and we can go into the tech and execution. Again, this is on SPL in terms of Solana. It's fast. It's cheap in terms of trading. It's perfect for your degen rotations, but there's no protocol. Again, there's no product. There's no audits for this because there's nothing to audit. The execution here is strictly marketing and community rituals. It's great in a bull market. It's ghost town in chop or a bear market. For that reason, I gave it a 9 out of 20. You need to ride the Solana speed wave for this. Don't expect utility to save you because there is none. So for market structure and liquidity, this is on every single market that you could want. It has high volume, 125 million. Again, market cap is at 900 million. So nearing $1 billion again. And it's super liquid. You can get it on Coinbase. You can get it on all the major exchanges. Again, there's no vesting. There's no overhang. You can trade this without worrying about imploding the book. So for market structure and liquidity, 17 out of 20. This is great for tactical swings, but you have to manage your risk. The slippage could be merciful until it isn't. So exit risk and VC stakes, really quick on this section. There's no vesting overhang. As I mentioned, it's fully distributed, excuse me. There's no calendar to look at, no unlocks, but there is whale risk with this sort of thing. The narrative risk is obviously perpetual, so you have to keep that in mind. And the fundraiser drama with the whole Sphere thing does show you how fast sentiment can flip from funny to get the hell out of this thing. So exit risk and VC stakes, I didn't ding them too hard, 11 out of 20. For a final score of 60 out of 100, this is your typical meme, high risk, high reward, high beta play. It's a pure culture beta, in my opinion, with top tier liquidity. So if Solana memes in general rip again, WIF will be the front runner and the winner. If the music stops, then you have the downside to that, the collapse. So that's the score, 60 out of 100. Now let's take a look at the chart, because this was the most interesting piece to me. Again, if you look at this chart on a linear scale, it looks cooked. On a log scale, it looks completely different. And I did already some really rudimentary analysis. The first thing that jumped out to me was this huge fair value gap upon launch, which it eventually did fill. Again, this is a weekly chart, so keep that in mind on a log scale. So you can see what I'm looking at here is a big ascending wedge. So an ascending sort of triangle where the top is flat. And you can see we've tested off of this price, which is about $1.35, almost 4 times here. And the compression is still higher lows, right? Which is what you want to see. It's compressing towards this sort of top area. If this does break, this would be my bullish target, this gap up here. And if this does break to the downside, this would be my first target. Although I think if it breaks out of this wedge to the downside, you probably have a lot further to go. So again, the main thing to note is that there are higher lows here. So you have a higher low here, you have a higher low, you potentially have a higher low here. Those are all bullish signs. Your sort of cap is this area here. You can do the same thing for the actual price chart. So if we take this swing high and swing low, you can see the price has been almost perfectly respecting the fib retracement levels 1-to-1. So again, some technicals for you to look at if you are looking to get into this would be those levels and to see how this plays out. Again, this is a weekly chart, so don't ape in just yet. Let the price come to you. Let the market confirm what your thesis is before just blindly jumping into something. Again, if you're looking at high beta plays like this, meme coins, another important thing to look at, which we didn't look at here, is Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance continues to fall. That's generally risk on for high beta plays. And that's it for Dogwifhat. Again, I hope you enjoyed this. I do think there is a rather feverish community behind Dogwifhat, and I totally appreciate that. Everyone has their favorite meme coin or altcoin, and Dogwifhat has an absolutely amazing community. So the price can definitely be pushed higher. It's just, what is the narrative from here on out? Are there any other things happening with WIF, and is alt season happening? That is the other big question to be answered. Again, I hope this helped you at least a little bit. If you did enjoy it, thanks for sticking it out with me this far. I really appreciate it. You know what to do. I'm not even going to ask you for it. And as always, I'll see you next time for the next altcoin. Cheers.